All right, here we are with our second draft of the night. Playing some Cruel Control. This hand's awkward. I don't really like having my opportunity in my hand. I have a Damnation, though. 3 lands. I mean, we got to keep this. We seem to be up against another control deck. We're just staring across at each other for a while here. I decide I'm going to Mystical Teachings. Entomber Exarch. Ugh, he's going to take my opportunity, isn't he? And then we're going to be in a bad spot. Well, I'll Mystical Teachings now. He's going to see what I get with Mystical Teachings anyways. Just give him fewer options, essentially. I don't want him taking, really, the Mystical Teachings. Sure. Takes the opportunity, which we expected. Sylvan Ranger, so he's some sort of weird Sultai thing. Doesn't really seem correct. I play Seagate Oracle. That's not what I was looking for. Play a Guildgate. Leave up Izzet Charm. Sure. Well, more lands, I guess. Agony Warp, huh? Alright. I decide to take it because I'm waiting for a better target here, but maybe I should have just Izzet Charmed his guy. Slow down the beats. Soul Manipulation. Alright, sure. Probably should have Izzet Charmed his guy. Still kind of waiting for a better opportunity. Also, he knows I have Damnation in hand, so I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to get anything. We're taking a lot of damage off this. I mean, I've basically taken 6 damage off this Entomber Exarch at this point. Probably not ideal. So we need to do something here. On his upkeep, I'm going to Izzet Charm his guy. This will leave up Grizzly Spectacle. And now that I have the Goblin Assault down, I'm feeling better about him having to play stuff into the board. Right? Seagate Oracle. Well, I can't let him have a blocker. I'll Grizzly Spectacle it. Doesn't feel good, but I want to put him in a position where he's got to play stuff into the board. Spire Monitor. Yeah, I guess I'll kill that as well. And I sandbag a land because I'm worried about Denrova Horror. Here I'm just going to jam the Desecration Demon. He has Soul Manipulation. Unfortunate. Do I fire off the Damnation here? He has nothing else, so I just actually take back my Demon, and I'm looking to beat down. He sacks his guy. It's possible I should have just, when he attacked in, blocked with my Desecration Demon. Prevents him from being able to sack something. Sylvan Ranger. Alright. I've given him a lot of cards at this point. But he does have to do something here. Alright. Well, that's why we sandbagged a land. Whiff on the Augur of Bolas. Unfortunately. I'm just going to replay this demon. Again, just force him to do something with this board. He's running out of cards in his deck. Tandem Lookout. So he's kind of got to be able to do something with what he has here. Unfortunately, he's got enough stuff on the board that I do feel the need to fire off this Damnation. And now I'm feeling really bad, like we're going to lose. Yep, flashes in a Spire Monitor, so it was correct to fire off the Damnation, but maybe we should have just fired off the Damnation in response to the Soul Ransom. Giving him 2 cards, even if we were discarding nothing, was kind of bad. I don't know. I mean, I guess the question was, we were fine having his Soul Ransom be a Divination. I probably should have just discarded the cards for the Soul Ransom in response to him attacking with his Sylvan Ranger, because then I get in at least 1 good hit. I'm not sure it makes the difference this game, because we're still kind of in an awkward spot. He's just got a lot of stuff here. Denrova Horrors, 2 Soul Ransoms. He has his own Falconwrath Noble, which is not really good for me because this Goblin Assault plan is looking pretty bad. he's a control deck, and I'm not sure I can go over the top of him. Certainly I need to strip out a lot of this defensive stuff in the sideboard. Alright, game 2. We go to game 2. I'm still thinking about my play from the previous game. A little distracted, I guess. Hand is a good keep. Slow, but, you know, that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a pretty slow matchup. We find a land off the top with our Seagate Oracle. Alright. He plays a Sylvan Ranger. I have my own Soul Ransom. That's nice. I'm willing to trade damage here. I just decided to jam the Desecration Demon. I have a Soul Ransom to take back my Desecration Demon if he decides he wants to Soul Ransom it. He grasps it, and I'll just replay it. I kind of want to get to a point where I can just leave up Rewind and Mystical Teachings, and oh, but I'm a little bit too late. Now he has Soul Ransom. Well, I will Soul Ransom my guy back. I'm not going to attack into it. He decides to give me the cards. Fair enough. Well, I will take some beats then. But I can Grasp of Phantoms this guy. I have answers. And that's what we will do. I don't sandbag a land. I kind of need to play stuff. I get my Seagate Oracle. Okay, my own Desecration Demon from before, and Falconwrath Noble. I did not want to see this Falconwrath Noble because now it means it's on the bottom of my library. Unfortunate, but I did just want to draw a card with my Seagate Oracle. Gets in with the Spire Monitor. I'm just leaving up Rewind and Mystical Teachings. He plays his Falconwrath Noble, which is a good target for my Rewind. I can't really beat that card in any good way. Because part of the idea is for me to play a Falconwrath Noble and then Damnation and win like that. So now I will Mystical Teachings. And I grab a Grizzly Spectacle here. I just want to slow the game down. I'm at 7 right now, which is not a good spot to be. I probably should fire off the Compulsive Research here. Just to try and make more land drops, hit more stuff. But then I'd have to draw 2 lands to even make a land drop. It's probably just better to be more efficient with my mana here, though. So I play my Abyssal Spectre here. He has the counter. Alright. Well, better that than getting my Desecration Demon killed, I think. We find our Damnation. Awkward that we have to reveal it to him. He replays his Spire Monitor. Gets in for another 3. I'm down to 4, which is not where I want to be. There's my other Falconwrath Noble. That's nice. I Damnation. Clear the board. I'm just too close to dying. Probably should just be playing the Grixis Slave Driver here. But instead I go for playing 2 creatures. Problem is, I know if he has some sort of bounce or anything like that, then this is a lot less useful than playing the Grixis Slave Driver. Dinrova Horror, there's the bounce. Well, we have a land in hand for this, but it does make me regret not playing the Grixis Slave Driver, because then I would have gotten a 2/2 out on the board. Still, we do get to do some stuff here. I'll play the Grixis Slave Driver this time. I'm not going to attack in, because I'm a little bit worried of just dying. Yeah, there's Soul Manipulation. He attacks in, which is interesting. I will trade off here. I'm kind of discarding things I don't care about too much. And this gets me my life total up a little bit higher, and I'm feeling better about things. Goblin Assault. It's possible that I should just be playing Goblin Assault here and trying to get lots of value from the Falconwrath Noble. Instead, I decided to jam this Desecration Demon. If he doesn't have bounce or some way of dealing with this, then it'll close out the game pretty quickly. He casts a Spire Monitor. Alright. Also nice to have the Desecration Demon because then it gives me stuff to do to block his flyers here. I replay the Desecration Demon and I play Goblin Assault. I have a lot of stuff I can flash back in my graveyard. The Grasp of Phantoms. I have Mystical Teachings to go find things. Another Grasp of Phantoms. I could just be trying to bounce his stuff here and get in the air. But that's kind of awkward. I have to use my entire turn to do that. I need to leave my Desecration Demon back, unfortunately. If he sacks something to the Desecration Demon to tap it down, then I have some options. He lets it go through. Mystical Teachings for removal. There's not much else I can Mystical Teachings for. And unfortunately, the remainder of his hand is Spire Monitor and then Spire Monitor. I will Grizzly Spectacle one of his Spire Monitors. Get some life while he's tapped out, but not looking that great because now I need to, unfortunately, sack my Falconwrath Noble here. He plays a wall, which is pretty bad for us as well. This only gets me up to 3. And I don't really have a lot that I can do here. I get an extra Goblin from Goblin Assault, but he's just going to sack one of his Spire Monitors to tap down my Desecration Demon here. Not really sure what I can do. I'm so close to winning. Literally, if his hand wasn't double Spire Monitor, I think we would have gotten there. It's possible I should have been flashing back Mystical Teachings for something like Izzet Charm. Not really sure that does much. It is interesting, though, that I do have the option, I suppose, here of flashing back Mystical Teachings to get an Izzet Charm, and then I can Izzet Charm my own zombie. Oh, no, that doesn't work. What am I talking about? I don't have my Falconwrath Noble out. But it would have been an option. I'm not sure it leads to a win. I draw a land, unfortunately, which means we're going to lose this game. Yep, he blocks my guy, bring him down to 2, and that is game. If this was something other than land, Izzet Charm would have done the job. Any removal would have done the job. The other Falconwrath Noble I know is on the bottom of my deck. We had to scry it there with, or not quite scry it, but Seagate Oracle it to the bottom, so that wasn't an option. Although I did search with Mystical Teaching, so there were actually a decent number of cards in our deck that would have won us the game. Unfortunate. Well, lost match 1. Match 2. If I remember this one correctly, I'm up against a pretty interesting deck. Play Serum Visions. Alright. I play Augur of Bolas. Do I hit? I whiff. Unfortunate. He plays his own Augur of Bolas, and I'm thinking it's a Grixis control mirror. Play Augur of Bolas. This time I hit. Get opportunity. Pretty nice. White. Is he 4-color good stuff? I don't know. I decide to attack here. He seems like he's a control deck. I'll trade off some points of damage. Maybe it was wrong. Should have just sat back. Save the Cower in Fear. I'll Cower in Fear now. I'm thinking he's a control deck still for some reason, which is maybe just wrong. But I also need to get rid of this because I want to play my Abyssal Spectre, so I'm kind of in an awkward spot there. Chandra's Outrage. Okay. We take another 3. I'll block this time and not trade damage. Because I don't know what he is, but I don't really want to Grasp of Phantoms because he has an Arid Mesa and he could just cycle away the thing if he wants to. I don't really want to give him card selection like that. He has Rewind, though, so it may be a moot point. And he rewinds my Mystical Teachings. But then doesn't really do anything besides attack for another 1. I finally find my red source. I block again. We're going to Izzet Charm on his upkeep. I was thinking about playing Goblin Assault. I think that might have been a little bit too cute of a line, though. I just need to survive here. I survived to play Opportunity. I should win. Handweir Lancer. Alright, so he's just straight Jeskai. There's no 4-color here. And he's more of an aggressive deck with Augur of Bolas. I don't know. It's an awkward build that he has here. I'm not really sure I like it. I get to hold up Grizzly Spectacle here. He plays Mistmeadow Witch. Alright. Well, I will be killing that. As soon as he taps out his mana to use it. Compulsive Research. He Mistmeadow Witches in response. I'm just going to kill the witch. Discard a land. His Augur of Bolas comes back in. I'm feeling a lot better about the match. His deck seems kind of weird, but I kind of see a little bit more about what he's doing game 2 and 3. He attacks in. I'll take another point. Sidrax's Spectre. Alright, well, he's taking a lot of damage in the air here. I'll play Sidrax's Spectre. And I'll Grasp of Phantoms his dude. Prevent him from drawing anything that might get him out of this. And that's game. Alright. So he's on some weird thing here. It's like, looks like blue-white control just splashing red for removal. Kind of awkward. But he does have some fixing. He has an Arid Mesa here. So, not quite sure what to make of this yet. Game 2. This isn't keepable. I can't cast anything at all. And it's a 1-lander. We ship it back. I don't think this is keepable either. I've got my Opportunity, a bunch of 4-cost cards, only 1 land. So we mold a 5. And this is good, I guess. I mean, it's a removal spell plus Opportunity, which can make back the up for the fact that we did all this. And Wall of Frost is a good blocker, so maybe we live to get there. I play the Dimir Guildgate first. Lone Missionary. Alright, well, I'll play a Rakdos Guildgate. Cracks his Arid Mesa, gets his lands out here. Mudbutton Torchrunner. Alright. I will play my Wall of Frost and start the defenses. Goblin Electromancer. Interesting. More tap lands. Why not? He attacks in again. I take another 1. This time, though, he has Thunderous Wrath, aided by the Goblin Electromancer to clear my wall. I decide to leave up Rewind, and I'm just going to rewind this. It's a little bit loose, but I'm not guaranteed he plays anything else. And I kind of just want a Grizzly Spectacle dude. I'm gonna Mystical Teachings instead, though. Find my Cower in Fear. That way I can kill off 2 birds with 1 stone. We're just gonna do it now while he's tapped out. It's possible I should have done it on his turn, right? Because what is he gonna counter with 1 blue? The only thing he could have is Spell Pierce. Save myself a point of damage. I don't know. I was a little scared. Probably fired it off at the wrong time. I'm just going to Grizzly Spectacles guy. I want to take less damage here. I'm at 8. I'll just play the Spectre here. Doing pretty well given that we mulled to 5. Alright, I'll get in with my Spectre. Make him discard a card. He discards a Wall of Frost. And now while the shields are down, I'm just going to Opportunity. Also lets me play Augur of Bolas here. Unfortunately, I just scry my Falconwrath Noble to the bottom, which is not really something I want to do. He's going to use his Mistmeadow Witch, which means it's going to die. It's possible I should have Soul Ransomed his Mistmeadow Witch. I don't have the white to pay for it, though. But maybe he would discard. Would he? I don't know. I Seagate Oracle to see what we may find. Islands are what we're finding, unfortunately. And I'm just going to Izzet Charm his guy. Maybe I should have Compulsive Research first, but I don't think my play is going to change at all. I need to Izzet and kill it right now. So Drax's Spectre makes him discard another card. In this case, a Rewind. Wall of Denial, huh? Alright. Augur of Bolas whiffing again. He plays his own Augur of Bolas. Alright. Well, I just need to start attacking him. I cast my Mystical Teachings. He uses the opportunity to Thunderous Wrath my face. I'm down to 3. Yeah, we just need to jam. I'm thinking even that maybe I should be Soul Ransoming his guy. Puts him on a faster clock. There's a Mud Button Torch Runner, though. I think we'll Soul Ransom that. Get in while the getting's good. Unfortunately, we just draw a bunch more lands, which is not where we want to be. And once he has 2 cards in hand, I can't attack in anymore. I also can't Damnation. That card was just a turn too late, unfortunately. And now I'm just kind of in an awkward spot where if I draw any of my good stuff, then we get there. If I don't, then we have problems. Lands and Damnation were not good enough. Damnation was good enough 1 turn away. There's another land. Again, I can't attack in with the Mud Button because... Or I can't attack in with my guides because he'll Soul Ransom, get the Mud Button back, and attack. Also can't play Desecration Demon because he will just do the same thing, sacking the Mud Button to the Desecration Demon. Falconwrath Noble is the card we're looking to draw here. Augur of Bolas. Not doing anything. It is awkward, though, because even if I find the Noble, I can't Damnation just to kill him because his trigger will resolve first, right? My triggers go on the stack first and then his triggers. So we can kill the Soul Ransom in response to me casting Damnation. And then when the Damnation resolves, he owns the Mud Button and then he pings me in the face for 3. The 1 point of damage from our Cower in Fear is really starting to matter here. We're getting punished quite hard for our cowardly line. I Phantasmal Image. He breaks the Soul Ransom. I find my Falconwrath Noble. So I'm actually thinking we're going to win this. I've got some good chances here of closing this out with my Falconwrath Noble. I copy the Sidrax's Spectre because that gives me an extra flyer here. I can block his Mud Button Torch Runner with my Kraken Hatchling. Cast my Falconwrath Noble. He, unfortunately, has another Rewind. We watched him discard 1. He has a second in his deck, which is a little unfortunate. So now I'm feeling like we're back to some sort of stalemate. He has a Stalemate Breaker here, ladies and gentlemen. Teleportal. Ouch. Awkward situation. If we had not cast the Cower in Fear on our turn, I think we would have made it. Because we would have been attacking these turns and we would have been able to deal the damage necessary to win. We also would have had the opportunity to cast Falconwrath Noble and then Damnation, although he had to counterspell up, so there was some difficulty there. But I think we would have gotten there if I had played a little bit less scared of counterspells. I didn't even really have counterspells to be afraid of because he only had 1 blue, right? There wasn't a whole lot that he could do there. Yep, misplay ends up costing me this game. Teleportal. So I see what his deck is at this point. It's a lot of burn, right? Mud Button Torch Runner, Mud Button Torch Runner, Thunderous Wrath, Teleportal. He's got some counter magic, right? The guy has Thunderous Wrath, and his plan is basically just to kind of play a control-y game and just wait till he gets enough burn out of his deck. Interesting, not really supported in this format, but all these cards kind of go late. No one's really taking the Mud Button Torch Runners really highly. No one's taking the Teleportals. I guess the Thunderous Wraths are going pretty early, but kind of an interesting build. I don't quite know what to make of it. Looks fun, at least. Probably not that viable. All right. Game 3, match 2. Yeah, this is a keep. Kraken Hatchling to hold down the ground. Seagate Oracle to also help hold down the ground. We're about to curve out on the all your lands coming to play tapped deal here. I'll Augur of Bolas, sure. He completely whiffs. It's about 50-50 given the way my deck is set up. He's mainly just useful as a blocker. Alright, I will get in my point of damage. Seagate Oracle. There's a compulsive research. I take that, and then I decide to hold a land in hand for compulsive research. I plan on casting it next turn. I don't really have anything I want a Grizzly Spectacle right now. He does his compulsive research. Alright. I just want to make sure that I'm pitching a land and not 2 cards here. Cast the compulsive research now. That way I can guarantee that I make a land drop this turn. Or hopefully guarantee. Chuck our swamp because we need more blue sources. Get in. He decides to block. He'll kill off my guy. That's fine. Wall of Denial. Alright, that guy's back. I don't have any Edict effects. I'm still just going to play my Desecration Demon here. Mud Button Torch Runner, and then Core Hookmaster, tapping down my Desecration Demon. Alright, fair enough. Cast my Augur of Bolas. He whiffs again, unfortunate. Still a good blocker on the ground here. And my opponent does need to deal some amount of damage to me to really get there, I think. Phantasmal Image is kind of an awkward take from the Seagate Oracle, but I feel like it has the most upside here because if I can get him to clear his Mud Button Torch Runner, and I have the Cower and Fear to ultimately do that if I need to, I can then play Phantasmal Image, copy my demon, and then I can start getting through with damage. I do want to close this out relatively quickly if I can. I swing in. He's going to take 3. I'm going to cast Wall of Frost, and he has Familiar's Ruse. Fair enough. Miracle's a Thunderous Wrath. Unfortunate. I take 5 to the dome. He considers what he's going to do. He ultimately does not play his Hookmaster and ping me for 1, so I'm expecting something here. I will swing in with my guys. I have Grizzly Spectacle as backup here. He takes another 3. And I'll just hold my stuff here. Spire Monitor, yeah, that could do damage to me. I don't think I want to have that live. Still waiting to get my Phantasmal Image done. Sure, you want to get in for 1? He will get in for 1. I will take 1. Mistmeadow Witch. Well, now is probably the time we want to Cower in Fear. See what he kills. Goes Dome. Alright. Fair enough. Attack in with all but one of my guys. I do, now that he's gone Dome, want to hold back a little bit. I was not expecting him to go Dome, but I guess that's the way his deck works. Sit back and burn, burn, burn. Another Mud Button Torch Runner. So he has more than 2 of them in his deck. Interesting. Well, I will Soul Ransom your Mud Button Torch Runner. That way you can't sack it in response to this and kill off my demon. And then I will attack. He will block. I'll get in another 3. Chandra's Outrage. More burn. Alright, so he takes 2. I still have 2 demons here. And that's game. Eventually the copied demon got there. Soul Ransoming a Mud Button Torch Runner. Awkward, but I'll take it. And that is the match. We go on to match 3. Game 1. Yeah, this is a keep. I've got Augur of Bolas. Eventually I find stuff. It's an awkward hand, but again, this deck is a little bit awkward. I play the Rakdos Guildgate first. I think, because I have an untapped blue source, so this seems like it's going to give me the most options. I'm going to hold off on playing the Augur of Bolas, though. He isn't presenting any sort of dangerous anything. In fact, I'll play the Goblin Assault here. Force him to start doing things. Well, force him to start doing things. There's a Stoic Angel. That's not what I want to see. Now I'm really regretting not playing Seagate Oracles and finding stuff. I guess now I know what I need to find. In this case, land, just so I can play this Grizzly Spectacle that I just drew. Take a swamp, sure. He does not block my Goblin. I probably made a mistake of casting the Seagate Oracle before attacking with the Goblin. But it's interesting they didn't block. I mean, there's nothing I could have there. It's just he took a free point of damage. My misplay, but it doesn't get punished. We'll just imagine that I bluffed and played it correctly. Copies his Stoic Angel, and this is looking to become a pretty savage beating here. Well, I gotta try and slow this down. I go to Grizzly Spectacle, the non-token Stoic Angel, because I figure then my outs to the other Stoic Angel include things like Izzet Charm. He has Blink mana up, though, so maybe this is wrong. Because if I target his other Angel, it just dies regardless. I don't know. I do have Mystical Teachings to go and fetch anything. Potentially the other Grizzly Spectacle or the Izzet Charm. So maybe this was just incorrect. Maybe I should have Grizzly Spectacle the thing that I know is going to die regardless, just to slow down the clock. I think it was a misplay. Yeah, he blocks my Goblins now. I don't even get 1 point of damage in. And this Goblin Assault looking pretty useless against these Vigilance Angels, which are beating me in the face pretty savagely. Augur of Bolas, what do you find? Please don't whiff. Not again. Damnation. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, we're in on the Damnation plan. I'm going to cast another Augur here because I just want more stuff. If he dies post-Damnation, I'm fine with that. But our plan more or less has to be playing Damnation. I just want to be mana efficient. I don't want these Augurs here. I'm dying to flyers. Alright, so it's do or die with this Damnation. Well, we swing in with everything to get in our points where we can. Because if this Damnation doesn't resolve, we're dead anyways. Damnation! Well, it worked. What do you got? No Spire Monitor flashed at the end of the turn. Just a Simic Signet. He is flooding out. I like that. Alright, let's start searching for stuff. More removal would be nice. Let's play Seagate Oracle. Oh, I play the Wall of Frost. I probably should have played the Seagate Oracle. Mistraven bouncing the Wall of Frost. Yeah, I should have played the Seagate Oracle for sure. Vital Splicer, huh? Well, I'm in an interesting position. I can Phantasmal Image now his Mistraven, bounce the Golem, and then when I attack with the Goblin, he's very likely to block with the Mistraven, and then the Cower and Fear wipes him out. Everything just kind of lined up pretty well with the top of our deck here. Phantasmal Image, copy your Mistraven, kill your guy, attack with my Goblins. You want to block with your Mistraven, but then you get blown out. And wow, we are going to steal a win from a guy who opened Stoic Angel into a clone of the Stoic Angel, even after some misplays on our part, I feel. Alright, so I should definitely be Seagate Oracling here. Instead, I play Grixis Slave Driver. Actually, that's probably correct. Just put him on as fast a clock as possible before he finds some flyers or does something. Gets rid of my Mistraven, sure. Alright, well, I will play my Falconwrath Noble. I'm considering how to tap, because there are some other things that I might want to do. Mystical Teachings. He will momentary blink in response, because he doesn't want me to fetch a rewind and stop him from doing this. But that means I'll just fetch a removal spell. I don't have rewind in my deck. I have it in the sideboard. And I will Spectacle his dude before any shenaniganry can happen. If he hadn't momentary blinked, I would have played Falconwrath Noble there. So I feel like we're still winning this one regardless, but interesting that he blinked in response before seeing what I had, right? Because I don't think he was going to... I don't know. He had to play to his outs, I suppose. That was maybe it. Yeah, I would accept that. Interesting. So he's some sort of Bant, Flyers, Blink, His deck is a little bit like mine, a little all over the place, I think. But, you know, still solid stuff. Stoic Angels and Phantasmal Images are pretty good. Vital Splicer, Mist Raven, Hookmaster. He's got a lot of bounce blink synergies going on here. Game 2. Hoping not to get Stoic Angeled again. She's pretty rough. This is a keep. I mean, it's got dudes. It's got ways to filter things. I mean, I have a lot of lands, but I can compulsive research. We're drawing a lot more lands, but that's fine. Yeah, Augur whiffs. Again, it's about 50-50. The way I have my deck built. Seagate Oracle. Sure. I'm just going to compulsive research here. See what we find. Because then, like, knowing what I'm going to draw with compulsive research gives me a better idea of what I need to find with my Seagate Oracle. That's my opinion. Take raw card draw before selective card draw. And we're just going to ditch one of the lands that comes into play tapped, because we're looking to jam stuff fast here. I already have the fixing that I need. I've got... I mean, the one piece of extra fixing I need is for my blue. This is all non-blue. I'll just take the tap land. Stoic Angel makes a reappearance. That's depressing. Well, interesting. Desecration Demon, huh? Yeah, I'll just jam Desecration Demon. What do you want to do? This demon's a lot bigger than your angel. Tandem Lookout. Alright. Decides not to attack in. He could have sacked the Seagate Oracle to tap this down. That was a possibility. So I think we need to keep up Cower and Fear here, because I'm expecting him to sack the Seagate Oracle on this combat trigger. That way he can get in with the Stoic Angel. I don't really want that to happen. I want him to draw a card, certainly. And I'm willing to trade Cower and Fear for a Tandem Lookout and kill him off. Also, even though he has counter spells, I think playing on his upkeep isn't going to do that much here, right? I mean, he's either going to have it or he isn't. I don't know. So he taps it down right now. I'm going to do it when he goes to attack. And we actually get really rewarded here because he plays out of order, plays a Vital Splicer before attacks. Which is really weird because he's expecting to draw a card too. I'd rather draw cards before I made my plays. This doesn't augment his play at all. So now he's just going to lose a Vital Splicer. And he's not going to draw cards as he expected. He also tapped a little bit awkwardly. He didn't leave up 2 blue for Familiar's Ruse, so I didn't even have to worry about that. Either way, we're just taking 2, and that's perfectly fine. Get in with my demon. He blocks and blinks. So now the reason why he kept up the white makes a little bit of sense. Probably wanted to dodge something like Augur Spree. Fair enough, but... yeah, I'm just getting a lot of good stuff. I could have taken the Grisly Spectacle. Maybe that was the safer play. But Phantasmal Image on my demon, again, just seems like super gas. Copy my demon. 2 giant flying dudes. Forbidden Alchemies doesn't find anything, and that's match. So, interesting. We were kind of in an awkward position with our deck. Again, the fixing could have been a little bit better, but we kind of had this awkward thing where we weren't able to go over the top of some of the control decks that we saw, right? That they, like, in match 1, for example, the guy went over the top of us pretty well. I think it was match 1. And then match 2, we were also kind of in this weird position where the guy just had a lot of burn leveled at our face, and we didn't have a lot of great answers. We're kind of... I don't know. I felt a little bit threat light, I guess is what I want to say. We were relying on this Desecration Demon a little bit more than you should rely on a Desecration Demon, because it's a powerful card, don't get me wrong, but it's also, as we saw, you know, vulnerable to this sort of stuff. I don't know quite what to say. I think the deck was strong. Going 2-1 seems about appropriate for where the deck was. I think it could have gone 3-0 under slightly different circumstances. But, yeah, I don't know. Looking back, there were some things I might change. And I'm still kind of trying to get a feel for how much fixing you should draft, how quickly. I still feel like we needed more fixing. I always had this problem. If I'm running a bunch of double black cards, we just kind of got into some awkward situations. I don't know. I felt a little bit threat light, I guess is what I want to say. We were relying on this Desecration Demon a little bit more than you should rely on a Desecration Demon, because it's a powerful card, don't get me wrong, but it's also, as we saw, you know, vulnerable to this sort of stuff. I don't know quite what to say. I think the deck was strong. Going 2-1 seems about appropriate for where the deck was. I think it could have gone 3-0 under slightly different circumstances. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think especially when I'm running a bunch of costed cards here, even a 3-color deck is going to need a lot more fixing than I've been drafting to make it work very smoothly. Like even in this situation here, right? We are having trouble casting a lot of our spells. We're having trouble casting our red spells oftentimes with this deck, right? All of our red mana came into play tapped, which is a little bit tricky. Yeah, some lessons learned, I suppose. Interesting deck, though. Interesting deck. All right, that's all for these games. It's 2 in the morning here, so finished up these reviews when I had hoped to. I'm going straight to bed now. But I think that we're down in money on these drafts so far. We've done 5 drafts. The main reason for that hasn't been the play. I've got 3 2-1s, a 1-2, and a 3-0. The main reason has been that we just haven't really opened any money, unfortunately. But we'll get there. It's just variance. All right. I've been rambling. It's late. I'm tired. I'm signing off.